Welcome to this edition of the B.andrews Radio Show. Again, this is a special edition of the B.andrews Radio Show, coming to you from central Wisconsin, right here in downtown Hancock. Well, I guess we're not exactly in downtown. We're uptown from downtown Hancock because we're north of downtown Hancock. Anyway, I am one of your co-hosts that is here in the engineering room of the B.andrews Radio Show. I am Eric, and it is so good to be with you. And across the room is another one of our engineers known as Emily. Say hi, Emily.
I'm an engineer now?
Well, no. Co-host. I'm sorry. Did I call you an engineer?
Yeah, you called both of us engineers.
All three of us engineers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you
okay.
are.
I'm
My
a
point
co-host,
was that.
And our other co-host that is across the room wearing the headphones. That's why I got it confused. You're wearing the headset. You look like the engineer today.
See, what did I say about this?
You know, so.
Well, the engineer makes us sound better than what we do in the headphones. In the headphones, we all sound like robots from Transformers.
Robots in disguise.
That's what I was saying. All hail Lord Starscream.
No, that's not. That's not
Wait,
what we sound like. Even when we. Okay, stop right there. Anyway, and sitting behind the microphone that is in front of the computer, making us sound like geniuses, is the producer and sound engineer Kay. Say hi, Kay.
I could only make you sound good with quality. I can't make you
sound
like
intelligent.
Oh, ouch. Okay.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Her talents only stretch so far.
I got it. All right. So anyway, it's good to have you with us today. Those of you that are listening to us out there, we had quite a strange mishap in trying to get recorded this week. We have, for the past year and a half, hit every Tuesday on our mark. There's been a few times where we've pre-recorded, and like this will be a pre-recorded show so that it can go up on Tuesday, June 26th. But we're recording it early because we have to be gone. We can't be in studio that day. We know that in advance. And in fact, I believe Tuesday, July 1st, I believe it is. No, it's Tuesday, July 3rd. We will not be in studio again that day, so that will be an early recording day for that day. But anyway, but we've made all of our marks this week. Because of emergency situations, we just could not be in the studio to get a show done for Tuesday. As a pastor, minister, I've had crisis situations that we've had to attend to, and then other meetings that were already previously scheduled. And, you know, this is a kind of a do-it-myself kind of thing, and so if I have to grab time from somewhere, it's the time that we spend on doing the radio show.
And it really messes me up because every single Tuesday morning, Dad looks at me and he's like, "So, what are we going to do this week on the radio show?" And I look at him and I go, "Oh, man, it's today." Oh. Right.
So what we got to do?
It's today.
Yeah.
Today.
So what we got to do today?
Oh, no. What you want to do?
Don't start that again.
and
All right.
When the one day we miss it is the day that I finally remember, oh, yeah, we're supposed to, okay, never mind.
I know, that's what I was thinking all day. I was thinking that all day. I was like, I wonder what time Dad's going to crash my house today.
So, you know, I saw something really cool. There's a fellow that I followed on YouTube just a little bit. He does this thing where he goes out into his truck. He takes his phone and goes live or does a recording. Anyway, he sets it up by his mirror and he goes off on this diatribe. And he's very, very interesting. He's a comedian. Calls himself the political cowboy or something like that. His name's Chad Prather. So there you go. Give him a shout out. And I see that he is just starting a podcast show himself. The thing of it is he has like quadruple the following that we do. So we got to get out. You think so?
Yeah.
Probably 10 times the following that we do. And so we got to get out there and we got to build our audience. I'm really struggling to know.
No,
how
we need to
that.
attract an audience. If we could just build one, we would just need, had to have more money to buy materials.
All right.
We would just have the stage to ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what we need right now.
So,
dancing
could you do
with
that?
myself.
Could you do that echo thing if I go, hello, hello, hello?
Well, not if you say it.
Anyway, so we have the stage to ourselves. So. Is there anybody out there?
Anybody is one word.
Oh, my echo's really dumb. Anyway, so.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I'm an idiot. You're an idiot.
Oh, he's good. Anyway.
See, this is the thing. My knowledge hasn't gone that far yet, so I'd probably have to call the previous producer here, but I think I'm good. You're doing it yourself, and you're doing a pretty good job of it.
How did that sound? The echo. I mean, did it sound like an echo?
Sounded like somebody doing an echo.
Oh man!
It sounded like nobody was in the crowd.
What crowd?
Exactly.
There was nobody in the crowd. Wow, that poor guy. Anyway, so Chad Prather, I was telling you about him, and so he is doing a podcast now, and I think it's with his wife. He's trying to get podcast number 1 going, and so they had 2 microphones sitting at the breakfast table with their headsets on, and they're talking to each other, and I'm thinking, he's probably got 10 times the followers that we do, and we've got probably 3 times the setup that he does.
Well, you mean this unused room behind my bathroom?
Hey,
well, it is
hey,
used.
Don't tell what the bathroom.
No,
It
behind
better
the bathroom.
be.
Anyway,
Behind the bathroom.
we need to make that a secret passage so nobody knows this room's back here.
What do you want? Wood panel or like a? Oh, you know what you could do? You could put like a shelving space in there so I can put my towels and stuff there. But then it could be like a click open door, and all of a sudden you can come in. That way it's like a secret passage.
Yeah,
but it's also useful.
Oh, but it needs some sound effects like we're on the Enterprise. No.
Or the
like
whoosh.
we're on the Enterprise, so it goes. Shoo. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That door sounds really good. Oh man, that's a fast door too.
I wonder where the sound engineer is. Oh, she's in the back room. The shelving? She's in the shelving?
Boop. We folded her and put her away.
Exactly. Okay, so you had a point here.
I do. If I could get back to it. Anyway, I just noticed that, here he is. He's got 10 times the amount of following. But what he did was, as he's trying to start the podcast, and he said at the very beginning of it that I'm filming this so that we could put a little bit of it up on YouTube so that people can see us and not just listen to our podcast. And it was 5-7 minutes long. So I'm thinking, what would you guys think about one of our shows for 5 or 7 minutes that we take a section of the show and we put a camera up and we actually record the first 5-7 or one of the segments to the B.andrews radio show?
I would have to lose the comfort of my ridiculously yellow comfortable shorts.
No, you wouldn't. We would just film from the torso up.
Yeah, film from the shoulders
That's
up.
what most YouTubers do.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that they come in their jammy pants. You just can't see
or,
it.
no pants.
No, that's from something else.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
literally.
want-
One of them admitted that. He's
Hey,
like, "Why? I'm just
multiple
sitting here.
times.
I'm just sitting here in my underwear."
This is PG.
You guys don't know. So is that.
Okay,
Well,
whatever.
we all know now.
So anyway, but I was just wondering
if anybody's curious, we are all fully clothed.
So I was just wondering about that. We'll put a little poll out on our Facebook page, and
I think it would be a good idea.
and say
There'd be a lot more liberties to take. We could suddenly stare at the camera like we're in the office. I'd make that sound effect. I don't think so.
Anyway, so we'll do a poll and we'll see what people think. Would you actually like to see us, what we look like while we're doing this radio show?
Is it going to be made out of titanium or an alloy?
What?
A titanium alloy.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
What?
The
What would that
pole.
be made out of?
The pole.
Pole.
Cement.
Oh,
Yeah, the cement
wow!
pole.
I
For a
seriously
limited
did
time,
not follow.
for a limited time only, Dad will become a pole worker.
Moving right along, we all know that John and Chris were the poll workers here in town.
Actually,
So
no,
Wait,
so
what?
was I, and your wife was for a day.
Don't. Oh,
when
man.
was
They were village
Chris?
people during those days.
I'm still a village person.
Little village people. Okay. When was
I'm the nurse.
Chris? when was Chris a poll worker?
Okay, so here's how the
wait,
story goes.
Election inspector.
Actually, he was never an election inspector. What happened is he had been saving up quite a bit of money, and he took it all in to get it put into larger bills. And so he went walking down to the gas station with a wad of singles about that thick. And now, if we had a camera, I could look at the camera and I could go, that thick.
Okay, that's about 2 inches thick.
It's actually, that's closer to 4.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a serious wad of singles.
He's
and
so-
he
Serious wad.
takes it in and he says, hey, and the bank was closed. And so he goes over to the gas station, which is right across from the bank. Anybody knows anything about Hancock?
That's where that happened? I thought he was in Point.
No, it was here. And he goes into the gas station and goes, hey, could you convert these into larger bills? And as the lady is counting them out behind the register and cashing them into 20s, she asked him, she's like, are you like a male stripper or something? And he was still in high school at the time. So.
Well, I mean, I would be like, it's almost flattering.
Yeah,
Almost.
Almost. So, but that's where that comes from.
What time in the life would he have? What kind of hairstyle did he
Oh,
have?
that would have been when he would have had that floppy Zac Efron flippy do.
That would be correct.
That's what I
That
thought.
would be correct. So,
And he was still a tiny bit pudgier.
Actually, it was fairly thin. Not as in shape as he is now, of course. That
No,
comes
but he
along
still
with
had that
being in
baby
the army.
face.
He did, but that was during that time that he was into the skinny jeans and the pastel V-neck
Wait,
t-shirts
you
and-
mean the time he went to the girls section to get skinny jeans because they didn't have any good ones in the guys?
That would be correct. And he found a red pair.
He walks out and he's like, man, these are really comfortable. They stretch like 2 times more.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, really?
These guys are really comfortable. Don't
I
look-
have room for
and he
my
did
butt.
say-
and I'm like, I never do.
And he did say, don't I look good in these jeans? And the other guys, that's when they started picking on him. So,
Yes.
Or in the middle of J.C. Penney's, in the same instance, they walked to the girls section, and he got John to try on a pair of skinny jeans.
Yeah,
with
John
him.
had on the blue pair. He had on the red pair.
Yeah.
he got John to try. Is Emily listening to this? And we're talking about his wife, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Hopefully.
Does Emily know that John had on a pair of stretchy jeans? But then again,
Stretchy jeans.
but
Oh,
then again,
well, to make him feel better, I will tell people that Ben stole a pair of my exercise pants, ran to the bathroom, put them on, and then came back out and went, let's go burn some calories, girls.
all right.
Remember that?
You know, it takes a real man to do that.
Hey, those used to be Miss June's.
Okay, enough of the stories. Enough of the stories. Although we do have to tell about the 1 year down at camp. I think it was Chris's senior year, and they went on the hunt and find, or the thing that they sent the teams out across Maysville, Kentucky for, and they had to.
You mean a scavenger hunt?
Scavenger hunt.
A
That's what
go
it
and
was.
find.
Yes,
A
they
hunt
did
and
the
find.
scavenger hunt, and one of the things they had to do was put on a dress, wasn't it? And ask somebody,
Yes,
how do
it
I
had
look
to be hot pink, and they had to ask
Ask.
them if this made them look fat.
fat? Yes.
And I think Chris was the only one that would. Wasn't that the same time that Trevor had to ask for a cheeseburger with no cheese?
Was Trevor on that one?
Yeah, well, it was Trevor that had to do it, but I'm not sure if that was the instance. Because one of the things they had to get a receipt that said cheeseburger with no cheese. That's why. It had to be listed on the receipt as proof.
Well, what do you think about taking our youth group on a scavenger hunt over at the Appleton Mall, or maybe down at the Madison Mall?
They're
Would you
not
think?
old enough to release them into the world
No,
yet.
not yet. Nope.
Not old enough to release them into the world. Do
Into
you think
the
that they would?
mall.
Do you think
I
they
would
have a good
trust.
time?
I would trust Abby, Elisa, Kyle, and Julie.
Abby's
And
only 2.
No, not our Abby.
Oh, not
no,
that
no,
Abby.
Oh, Abby H or Abby L?
Abby L.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right. So
Those are the only ones I would trust in the youth group to do something.
Well,
or to not to do something stupid.
I am hearing
You're
that.
an automatic.
I'm hearing that music
you.
in the background, okay? And
You
that
have
music in the
amazing hearing,
background is
and I know
telling
that's
us that
false.
it's time for our first break. And so when we take our first break, we want to tell you to go get yourself something to drink. We're working on our refreshing liquids right here. I have my Monster cup. And it's kind of empty, so I need to go get it refilled. And when we come back, we are going to talk hamburgers. So go get yourself something to drink and come on back.
And maybe get a hamburger.
I didn't know I had any of the symptoms. To the best of my knowledge, I had never had a problem before. All I did was enter the coffee shop, and the lady behind the counter said, "Morning, hun." And I looked at the glass case and saw my reflection. There it was, on my face. Smiley fascia.
Smiley fascia, or smiley face, is a condition caused by feelings of uncontrollable joy, peace, or tranquility. From the labs of Pharmaceuticals Unlimited comes depressia. Depressia is for those who are experiencing symptoms of smiley fascia or smiley face. Other symptoms may include singing, whistling, or in rare cases, skipping. Not all smiling is related to smiley fascia. Seeing others knocked down or in pain might also lead to smiling. Ask your doctor about the difference. Depressia is the first truly green drug, as we have used recycled cyanide, mercury, DDT, and a dash of sodium chloride. Using Depressia can help you lessen your carbon footprint on the planet.
Once I started taking Depressia, I felt so bad, I didn't have anything to smile about.
85% of those taking Depressia in our lab trials experienced lung failure, kidney failure, liver failure, death, and death-like symptoms. While taking Depressia, do not come into contact with sunlight or be around uplifting people, or this may hamper the depressing effects of the drug. If you continue to have uncontrollable feelings of joy, peace, and tranquility while taking Depressia, contact your doctor right away, as this might be a sign of deeper psychosis.
Depressia took the smile right off my face.
If you're struggling with Smiley fascia, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's an oncoming train.
Depressia is not recommended by anyone and is not in stores. Depressia is solely a medical product of Pharmaceuticals Unlimited and is presented by the Adlib Council. Ask your doctor about Depressia.
Welcome to the second segment of the B.andrews radio show, where we are discussing whether or not to put our mugs on YouTube. Anyway,
That was kind of literal and I was going to say philosophical, but that's not right.
No, it
I
wasn't
can't think-
philosophical. It was totally literal. Anyway, so we wanted to.
I thought you were like mugs, as in like literally a mug, or like the term for your face.
Correct. We're going to put our.
Then that means that was a two-sided
It
conversation.
wasn't a two-sided. It was a two-fer. I got 2 for 1. Yeah, I'm on a roll.
Well, that's because you're round.
So
You're getting ready to have a rock there.
wow.
Life is a rock, but the radio rolled me.
Okay, moving right along. So in this segment, we wanted to talk a little bit about burgers, especially since this is the time of the year to do some grilling out and things like that. But before we do, in our first segment, there were some things that I was supposed to mention. So I do want to mention them about what's going on with the Hancock Wesleyan Youth. Just the other night, we ended up having a beach party for those of you that are friends of ours and connect to... What did you do, child? I'm over here.
She pulled a muscle.
Literally doing a PSA.
She
and
pulled a
you're-
muscle in her neck doing that like head bobby thing, and she's like, She looked like Yoshi off of Mario.
You hurt yourself bobbing your head.
She was getting into it too. She was like,
That's exactly the riff I think of for my head
Can you
to
at
bob
least
along
say you were
to.
doing extreme bobbing or something? Hey, man, it wasn't
No.
just normal bobbing. I was getting down, and it's like I pulled a muscle. Or,
I'm still sore from last night at the beach party.
Oh, you're helping me get into a segue about the beach party.
yeah.
No, I think she was
Let's go
just
with
rocking
that.
out to something in her head.
Okay, but anyway, the youth had beach party. We got lots of stuff planned for the youth this particular summer. So the other night we did our beach party. Ladies, have a good time.
Woo woo.
I'm sore. I'm
Well,
really
that
sore.
is indicative of a good time.
I'm not like bob my head and pull a muscle sore, but
Yeah.
but I mean my stomach
definitely-
and my legs hurt so bad. They had this giant inflatable obstacle course
Yes.
on the little lake. It was more of a pond thing they
No,
had
it's
out
considered
there.
a lake. It's big enough to be a lake. Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, it's deep
Or,
enough to be
or
one.
here's a word for you: a lagoon.
When I think of lagoon, I think of overgrown grass and more of like a boggy half bayou.
Okay.
When I think of lagoon.
Okay. It's a lake. Anyway, so
It's deep enough to be one.
so you had fun last night and on the inflatables that's out in the middle of this thing.
I'll
and-
say I had fun once I stopped hurting.
Okay. It was likened a couple of times to American Ninja Warrior.
That's
kind of thing.
because there was like one of those jumping pillows on the obstacle course, and some kid ran at it and jumped on it and like flung like 3 other people off. There was this little picture on the side of it that had a kid in the air above the pillow, but he was like in midst of a black flip. Yes.
A black flip?
A-
A black flip?
Yes.
Okay, whatever.
A backflip.
So
So it was like no backflips off of the thing, and I'm like,
gotcha.
no fun.
Yeah,
Not that I would
they
try
had
it,
a
but
rock climbing surface. They had a slide surface.
it was all handles.
You
And if you
could-
slipped and you got like a belly and a chest full of those handles sliding down, those were hard plastic. I
Yeah.
have
Then
cuts
they
on my
had a
stomach.
bouncy pillow. Then there was so it was an obstacle course kind of thing, and it was a rectangle that floated out in the middle of this lake, and it looked like a really good time, especially with all of us adults sitting up on shore, filming it, watching you guys.
Did you get any footage of me?
I did. I got film footage of Emily doing the inchworm.
Okay. First of all, there is no way that you can run across that without good enough.
No, you're
Actually,
supposed
I
to
saw
slide
I
across
saw a
it.
couple of people go across it like that.
Yeah.
It was hilarious too.
Yeah, because if you're not careful, you will launch someone else or yourself off of it. That's why I was literally hanging onto it like a koala. And then Ben went to go come off of that jumping pillow that was on the obstacle course,
yeah.
and I literally, and you're like, hey, knock him off. And I'm like, no, don't knock me off. I'm sitting right here. And so I literally just laid down on the tube and hugged it like a koala. I'm like, you are
And
not.
she did, and
you are
I
not.
have the film footage to prove it.
You are not knocking me off.
Okay, another tattletale of the brother Ben. Yeah.
Isn't that like supposed to be like the brother bear or something?
No, it's the brother Ben.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the root problem of my neck problems is Ben put me on that pillow. Exactly, Ben did it.
Ben did it.
He put me on that pillow and then jumped in intentions of flinging me off.
Yes, I saw it.
It hurt.
It was
'cause
hilarious.
It didn't fling me off. It just literally caused my back and neck to go. Nah. It really hurt.
Well, it did fling you not far.
Yeah, no, you just kind of like
You
jumped off the pillow
One side
and then
and
landed on the other
bottom.
side. Like,
Yeah.
at least it didn't knock you into the water. That would have hurt.
No.
Well,
And,
no, the water would have been better than
and
getting
I-
my back thrown
and
out.
I yucked sufficiently.
I heard you. Exactly.
So
Oh, we
good
could hear
time.
you.
And
We
by
could
the way,
hear you
that
every time.
happened right just across the interstate here in Hancock. So it's called the Oasis RV camping and water park. I think is Oasis. So
The log cabins you could rent all look like giant Lincoln logs.
yeah. Well, it used to formerly be a KOA, and so if our listeners are familiar with KOA has a thing called Cozy Cabins, and they had 3 or 4 of them already built when it was a KOA, but KOA sold it and to a private enterprise, and so they've put in this lake, and they have a heated pool also.
It didn't feel very heated when I went into it.
Well, that's because it was warm outside, so they didn't need to heat it very much.
It's Wisconsin. I think they could excuse always heating the pool.
Yes, yes. So anyway, we have that. Coming up this Saturday, the youth group is going to be doing a fundraiser at one of our local festivals down in Coloma, Wisconsin. It's called the Chicken Chew. You got to love the names for some of these things.
What are old people supposed to do?
It'll be a
Chicken gnaw?
Chicken gnaw. Yeah, there you go. For those of you who can, it's a chicken chew. For those of you who can't, it's a chicken gnaw.
Chicken gnaw.
Chicken gnaw, like Chickanaw Falls?
Chippewa.
That's Chippewa. And so, yeah, chicken gnaw. Anyway, so we'll be there selling, how you like this, walking tacos. So,
Not chicken tacos.
not chicken tacos, and our tacos do not stand still. They walk. So, not balk, walk. Anyway.
That reminds me of the time you were petting Buck and you were saying Buck repeatedly, but it sounded like you were clucking like a chicken. So I walk up and Karen's petting
cluck,
the dog.
not buck.
No, Karen was petting Buck, and I come in and she's like, Buck, 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 Buck,
No,
Buck,
I
Buck,
was
Buck.
saying
And I'm like,
buck. But
it sounded like she was
that's
clucking.
not too far
And I'm like,
off.
why are you clucking at the dog?
That sounds more or less the way like your grandfather's tractor ran. Buck, 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 buck. So, nice little diesel there. Anyway, we will be there with our walking tacos. So if you can buy some, help support the Hancock Wesleyan youth and the things that they do with the young people here in Hancock, Plainfield, Coloma area.
What do we do with the young people?
I don't know. What do we do, Dad?
We fling them off of things into a lake.
Ouch.
Yes, we put them on pillows and fling them into lakes. Yes. We
We also talked about open fire with a fire hydrant hose.
That will be happening next month. And we did, right now, tentatively, we do have the fire truck coming. That's July 28th for our community picnic. We'll be flipping some burgers and brats and cooking things. But we'll check out the walking tacos on June 23rd at the Chicken Chew, and for those of you who don't have teeth, the Chicken Gnaw. Okay, so speaking of flipping burgers, it is that time of the year that we go around and we flip burgers because we love cooking outside.
Exactly. So, can I read the page that I have?
You got something?
Yeah, I have two things, actually.
One thing. One thing at a time.
Exactly.
Thing one, then we'll maybe think about thing two.
Yeah, one thing at a time.
One thing at a time. What do you have?
One day at a time.
I have burger statistics.
Oh,
Statistics?
okay. Burger statistics. So tell us, what page are you reading from?
Burger Web.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Burger Web has
Burger
its
Web.
own page.
Yep, all about burgers.
All right,
Oh,
here
that
we go.
reminds me of the spider burgers from How to Train Your Meatballs.
How to
Cloudy
Train-
with a Chance of
Whoa!
Meatballs too.
How to Train Your Meatballs.
That's not
There's a new
What
movie.
she said.
New movie right
That's
there.
not what I meant to say.
I'm Swedish. How do you train me? No. Anyway. Anyway.
Okay, getting back to subject. Okay, so this is a place called Burger Web, and it's all about burgers. The background is just a bunch of burgers, and it looks yummy, but we're here to learn about burgers.
Yeah, computer backgrounds are not edible.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't want to learn about it. I want to eat it. Okay.
Well, you're going to learn about it now.
Okay. Lay it
So-
on me.
Sit there and learn.
Americans approximately consume roughly 50 billion burgers a year.
Okay. 50
Billion.
burgers a year.
Yes. And if you think that's crazy enough,
If we tied her hands, do you think she could talk?
No.
she's
This
close.
is radio.
She's
This
almost
really
hitting.
It doesn't matter.
I'm talking
you do all
to
of this.
you.
They can't see your jazz hands.
No,
They can hear them.
there was that blank airspace, and see, I guess this is one of the reasons why we need to record this video wise, so everybody can understand. She's telling me 50 billion, and I'm just
watching her hands,
I was
hands like
amazed.
she's trying to land a plane, like 50 billion.
It was a mega number.
I know, her hands keep getting wider apart. She keeps almost smacking her microphone.
50 billion. Okay. All right. No.
Okay, so if you think that's big, the hamburger business itself is worth
It's worth Fifth Third Bank.
That's it. I'm getting a spray bottle, a 409, and we're cleaning that microphone off. It's worth.
It's worth Fifth Third Bank. That's
I hate that
Wow,
bank.
it's more expensive than Fifth Third Bank. Wow.
No,
Okay.
it's
How do you have 5/3 of a bank? That's improper.
Well, now you
yeah,
know,
it is improper.
It's why it's so expensive to bank there. So
It
anyway,
is. Let me get the right number here.
All right.
73 billion.
it's a 73 billion with a B dollar industry.
And there are over 50,000 burger joints located across the whole entire country.
Okay.
You think you'd find a good one if that were the case?
Somewhere, but where is the best places to go and get a burger?
I don't know.
The places that have the most joints, of course. Oh man, seriously,
You said
seriously,
it. You said it.
places that have the most burger places. Come on, they're burger joints. We all know that. So you just clip off the burger, they're joints.
I don't know about you, but if you take that lettuce and roll it and smoke it,
Oh, okay, all right.
It's a
So where are the places?
smoke.
Where are the where do I get the most choices of burgers?
All I can imagine is this
approximately.
one place full of doobies, and all of them are like, "Man, I'm really hungry for a burger right now."
Excuse me, but this is a.
I do tag this as Christian.
I do tag this as a Christian
What?
show.
We can't make fun of non-Christians.
Okay.
They make fun of us.
Yeah, it's true.
We make fun of ourselves, Emily.
All right.
Well, yeah, and they make fun of themselves too. I don't see much.
Yeah, not as much as they make fun of us. But anyway, go ahead.
Approximately 7.5% of all U.S. restaurants are burger joints.
What percentage are burger joints?
7.5.
Only 7%.
I like that. She's like 7.5.
Yeah, I know. The plane could have landed on our table with that
Okay.
one.
Yeah, actually, it looked more like she had like just landed something in gymnastics and was like point A to point B.
Oh, but it's the
Okay,
two.
so if you want to know the best states to get the burger joints in, here they are. California has the highest number of burger joints.
Like Astro Burger. That wasn't the best burger, but it was okay.
It was a good burger. Yeah, it was a good burger.
Second is Texas. Big surprise there. I mean, it's
Well, yeah.
so big.
All the beef is local, so you know. Those are also the two, although backwards, those are the two largest state land masses.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they would have more burger joints.
Statistically.
Third is Florida. I thought that would be seafood, but whatever. Third,
Well, you know they have seafood burgers, right?
okay, never mind.
All right, go ahead.
Fourth is Ohio, and fifth is Illinois.
I'm kind of proud. Go
Ohio,
Ohio.
yeah.
That may be because of Frisch's Big Boy.
Yeah, could be.
It's a that's a big chain right there for like Ohio.
in
Illinois.
Ohio. Yeah.
Okay, so 71% of all beef consumed in restaurants is in the form of a burger.
71%. Okay.
Right?
All right.
So that means beef more often takes the form of a burger than any other.
Yeah.
Way
Pretty much.
more often. Almost 3/4 of the time.
Rather
When
than
beef is
steaks or.
Wow. And McDonald's buys, here have it, 1 billion pounds of hamburger meat per year.
You know,
Go Mickey D's.
Well, you'd think if they bought that much, they'd make bigger burgers.
No, you make smaller burgers so you can sell more of them and
It's
charge the same
quantity, not
price.
quality.
That's right. I mean, let's face it. You go.
I'm pretty
to
sure
McDonald's.
more people would buy McDonald's if their burgers were better.
And look how many people buy McDonald's now. So
Yeah.
that's
Right,
when
so
McDonald's
it's
go,
like-
oh man, I only got a couple of bucks. McDonald's, I mean, you know, you
Couple
can get
burgers.
that-
I
get
wouldn't
that-
even do that though.
Dollar
I'd just
menu.
be like, yeah, I'm going to Burger King. See what I can get.
okay, that's up to you. All right.
Definitely
Any
prefer
more
Burger King.
statistics?
2. And burgers account for roughly 60% of all sandwiches sold.
Well, there you go. That's one of the reasons why I don't like tuna melt.
You don't like tuna melt because you don't like tuna.
That's right. I'd rather have a burger.
That percentage and that math right there has nothing to do with you not liking tuna melt.
Okay.
I am a statistic. It has everything to do with me not liking a tuna melt. I don't like a tuna melt. Boom. I make the statistic. I make it go higher. 61% is a burger. For all the
Roundabout.
rest of you
That's
people
not
that
your.
have
No, that's
mush
the
for
reason.
brains,
That's the reason why you don't like. No, not liking tuna melt sandwiches is the reason why the statistic is so high. The statistic itself isn't the reason why you don't like tuna melts.
Okay, children here. I'll be the adult right now.
And yet you're the only non-adult in the room.
Exactly. Okay, one last statistic here, and then I think somebody's going to be hearing some music. Did you know
Somebody,
that
not me.
there is
got the
a
headphones. You're the
I
only
know.
one that'll hear the music.
and I didn't even hear it in the last one.
no.
There's a hamburger that sells for over $330,000, and get this, it was made in a petri dish.
Wait, that's a statistic?
No, it's added on there, but you know.
It's a factoid.
Fact.
Yeah, it's not
Not
only
quite a fact,
statistics,
just,
it's
you know,
burger
slightly.
facts and statistics.
I would prefer burger fats, but okay.
You are cleaning that microphone when we get done with
Well,
the show.
it's only my microphone, but
Yeah, nah, I'm not using it after you're done. So,
you have your own.
all right, here comes the music. So that means it's time to head on, take a little break. So listen to what we have while we go fill our cups. And thanks for staying tuned to our show.
If you'd like to hear more of the B.andrews radio show, visit us at our YouTube channel at B.andrews Band. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to hear more from us, and to stay updated, hit the bell. Remember, at YouTube at B.andrews Band.
Welcome back to the third segment of the B.andrews radio show, where we are talking burgers out of petri dishes because they just sound delicious that way.
Always.
And wanted to say that we have our own private little recipes. So as we're talking to our listening audience and tell them about some of the ways that we like burgers, take them, mash them up, put the onions in them, grill them with the onions inside, maybe
Cook 'em, boil
brown
'em.
a little brown sugar and
'em in a
Worcestershire
stew.
sauce and soy sauce. That's how you teriyaki them. If you like the teriyaki burgers, or if you just like a barbecue burger, well, then you take a little bit of something, put inside of it with the barbecue sauce, and put it on the grill, just
Yeah, just
like
chuck
that.
it on the bobby.
Or
I would take ground beef, ground it down, and chop up pickles, put it in there with some ketchup and mustard and onions, and toss it up, and you got hamburger salad.
And then there's times that then we like to
No
monkey
bun.
with the beef a little bit. So sometimes we have ground chuck. Sometimes you get the really good stuff, ground sirloin. So that's where you have hamburger steak. Well, it's sirloin.
Or steak burger.
Steak burger. Do things like that. So anyway, I believe you have looked up some recipes, and stick with just the recipes of the burger. Tell us what's on them. Okay.
Okay.
And where and this is if you were traveling to
Houston,
Texas. They have supposedly some of the best
9
burger joints in the United States, and you have 9
burgers.
9
right now.
burgers recommended in the city of Houston. All right, here we go. Starting with
Number 9.
we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. Samples, please.
Number 9 is Christian's Tailgate's small cheeseburger with American and grilled onions. Now, I'm pretty sure what he means is cheese. Just saying.
He means cheese.
I think.
American as in American cheese.
Cheese. Oh,
but he thinks
okay.
we understand that. He's bad at English.
I
Very.
see. Okay.
You know,
So-
for a writer writing like food critics and stuff,
Yeah.
he should be able to formulate a proper sentence.
I
Not
hope.
a requirement for the job. It's all about the buds, the taste buds.
Oh, I
okay?
thought you were going to be like, are you making a beer joke?
No. So anyway, the name of the restaurant in Houston is called Tailgates.
Christian's Tailgate.
Christian's Tailgate, and the burger is
It's a very small burger. It has lettuce, American cheese, and the bun. It doesn't look too good, and fries.
it
So
doesn't look
no,
good.
it doesn't.
It looks like a regular white bun. Do they give you a list of ingredients that's on the burger?
No, he doesn't. He just says, I don't like how the bun is. It's not toasted enough. So,
Dude, go toast your buns somewhere else. All right. Next.
And you go after me for what I say on radio.
That's just toasty buns. All right, let's go.
number 8, low brows, old school.
Okay, so we talked about this lowbrow as opposed to
Lowbrow just means you're skeptical.
lowbrow as opposed
Surprise.
as
Opposed.
no, I can't even think. Opposed. Thank you. Opposed to being highbrow. So this
Or
is
one
where
brow.
all of us despicables. This would be where we would go to eat. What was that?
That was despicable.
All right. Private Flank. What is in this burger?
I do declare. It is.
That's what we want you to do. We want you to declare what is in this burger.
well,
I do not suggest that we find out the ingredients. In fact, I strongly oppose eating this in the first place.
They didn't make it out of pig. They made it out of cow. It means it's free game.
Yes, but the bowl over there, sirloin, is giving you the look.
You mean he's pointing his horn my way? All right, what's in this burger?
yeah, can I get back to this, please? The bun is. It looks better than
We're
the
back
last
to the
one.
bun. Okay.
Hey, that's where we start with, okay?
When assembling only a burger, you start with the bun. When assembling anything else, you start elsewhere.
Okay, then we have red onions, a little bit of tomato, and I don't think that's. Oh, it's cabbage. It's not lettuce or guacamole. It's cabbage.
Oh, is that why?
Oh, they got. You finally have ingredients. Where did you find these?
I don't know. Past somewhere when you guys stopped talking.
Oi! You found ingredients.
Yeah, exactly. With fries. And those fries look ridiculously big. Anyway, so continuing on to number 7.
Number 7.
Ooh. Main Kitchen's BLT burger.
You left the lights on in your car. Number 7.
It's a BLT burger. Okay, big surprise. It has bacon, lettuce, and tomato on it, right?
Yes, with a jalapeno and purple lettuce.
It's got a jolly pano on it.
Okay,
Bell pepper.
Okay, I see what you're saying. That is not the tomato. The tomato is green. That the thing that we thought. The
They
leaves
served
are
it with
green.
green tomatoes?
What
Oh,
does it
my
say
goodness.
What does it say? Not the leaves. The trees are green.
They served that baby with a green tomato. Now,
Homegrown tomatoes.
homegrown tomato right there. Served with a green tomato.
I thought it was
All
a kiwi at first. And I'm trying to figure out why there's
Was
a kiwi.
it a fuzzy homegrown tomato? That'd be kiwi.
Anyway, number
Or
6.
moldy. Number 6. Oh, excuse me. Number 6.
Weights measures bar surface only. Cheeseburger.
Your order is here. Number 6.
Yeah, basically that means you have to dine in. You cannot order this burger out.
Okay, I don't have much on this burger except the guy was going on about gins and tonics at the bartender and that he can't really remember his name except he was talking about this woman.
How is that a proper review of their food?
I don't
So he
know.
got sloshed at the bar and can't remember anything, but he's going to review the burger anyway.
No,
Right.
no,
So
no.
what did he call the bartender?
Well, besides his name, the bartender was talking about how this woman makes patties and That's all he can remember.
Irrelevant. We're doing burger recipes. I don't care what the cook's name is in the back. I just want to know my burger's done.
They didn't mention the cook's name. They said she just made patties.
Pretty much. And the guy that he
her
was...
name's Patty. Okay.
No. Yippee cow patty.
No, wrong Patty. Wrong Patty.
Well, the guy that he was talking to, he can't remember because he got that wonderful gin tonic from him. Apparently his name is now Rodney Lester Chad.
Okay, what's on that burger?
What's on this burger is a very odd sesame seed bun with one slice of tomato, romaine lettuce, and I don't know what kind of cheese it is, but it's white, and a burger.
Yeah,
obviously.
and not a whole lot of...
And chips.
Not a whole lot of
Oi,
cheese on that
they said the
burger.
burger with chips.
Well,
Actual chips, it looks like. And
yeah, it is
mango
actual
slices.
No, I don't think that... I don't know what that is.
It's either summer squash or mangoes because it's that unusual bright yellow.
No, it looks
sound
like
like
a
something I
pickle.
serve over on.
It looks like
the continent.
What does
You
it
know.
look like?
it looks like a pickle from here because of the skin. Okay, whatever.
Wow,
A yellow
we went
pickle?
from a pickle to
Yeah, but it's that
squash.
it's like that unnatural yellow color.
Yeah.
All right,
Number 5.
number 5.
Langford's Old Fashioned Cheeseburger. Now, what this has is its bun is really too small for it, but it doesn't come with fries, so that's kind of the answer. It has lots of lettuce, pickles, red onions, tomatoes, and it looks like a nice hunk of American cheese and like non-processed, but the stuff you have to like chop off of the slice off of the hunk. Block, yeah, there you go, of cheese.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay,
Number 5. You are wanted in apparel. Number 5.
there you go.
number 4.
Number 4.
The Hay Merchants Cease and Desist Burger.
Don't eat that. Don't eat that. Don't eat that racist burger.
I was
Cease.
gonna see.
Desist. Do not do this anymore.
I was gonna say, don't eat that. Don't eat that. Don't eat that heart attack cheese monster.
Oh, is that what it is? It's a heart attack cheese monster?
Actually,
So the burger will make you deceased. So it's a heart attack waiting to happen.
It's decease and resist.
Desist.
Read
Read that
Does that
again.
make it resist? I can see it from here.
We're
It says
receased?
cease and desist. Okay.
We're receased and we desist. What are we
we're
doing?
the burger is really
You
small.
know what? I think we were eating burgers with that other guy back there at that bar.
The
Slowly.
burger's really small bun, like one piece of lettuce, one piece of tomato, one pickle, 2 patties, and 2 pieces of cheese.
Oh, is this the slider?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
that
$7 slider. Yeah. That'll cheat you.
Chicha?
That'll cheat you. That'll cheat you not to eat that burger.
That'll
name is
teach it.
Chica.
All right.
Okay, number 3.
Moving right along. Number 3.
Stations City Bites Classic Cheeseburger. It's
And is it a classic cheeseburger?
well, it's
It
not
says
shaped very well.
Stanton's.
Oh, I can't read. Okay, it has a regular sesame seed bun, better than the one they got at the bar from Rodney Lester Chad.
Uh-huh.
And it has 1 slice of cheese. It has the burger. Then it has onion, tomato, pickles, and lettuce.
Dang you,
Pretty
Rodney
natural.
Lester Chad.
Does it look like it'll be a messy burger if you eat it? Nice and juicy and everything just, runs all down the front of you? Because that's like
No,
what
that would
happens
be
every
the-
time I get one of those.
No, that
Eh.
would be the pickle juice that's running down on you.
We'll
No,
talk about that later.
no.
Okay.
Those are just tears of sheer joy.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Hubcap's Grills Cheeseburger with grilled onions.
Now, there's a place to go eat. Do they serve their food in hubcaps?
No, on a paper plate.
No, but they seem
Cheap.
to have. They
Cheap.
seem to.
Cheap.
They seem to have.
They seem to have?
No, they seem to have a signature drink. That
It
bottle
is-
in the picture says hubcaps on it.
It says world famous Hubcaps Old Fashioned Root Beer. But we're not here for root beer. We're
Hoot
here.
beer. Hoot beer. So they brew their own root beer, eh?
Sweet.
Blub.
New
Well,
root beer to try.
It better be sweet. You ever had bitter root beer?
Yes.
I like it
It's
half
bitter.
bitter.
It's bitter.
I like
It's
it
bitter.
Okay, can we get to number one now?
Number one.
Please report to the counter.
Tookie's cheeseburger with American cheese and grilled onions.
Now you're just autocorrecting his article.
Yeah, there's a lot of red lines underneath this, you know.
Oh,
Even Google is saying it's wrong.
No, the Thrillist
There you
site
go.
is saying it's wrong.
there you go, Google. You're wrong.
This one, it looks like a really nice overload of cheese and with shredded lettuce.
All right.
Shredded
I mean, if
lettuce.
it's going to be a cheeseburger, let's make it cheesy.
Yeah, as regular sesame seed bun.
Tower of Cheese.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it on that. I
Is
mean,
that-
it's being held up with a skewer, and it doesn't come with any fries. So I think that's something to say about it.
Oi, is that a sesame seed bun on there?
Yeah.
Okay, because I can't see the screen from where I'm at. But
Hey,
that's all right.
I suggested to
All
tilt
we
it.
are saying is give cheese a chance.
All right, and there's the music telling us it's time to take a break. So go get something to drink and come on back.
Yeah, man. I got to be feeling that. It's got a great groove going on. Yeah. Got me feeling good. Got me feeling really good. Here we go. I'm just sitting here and enjoying the shade. How you been feeling? I've been feeling good.
Welcome to the fourth and final segment of the B.andrews radio show. And this is the part of the What? This is the part of the show. All right, where we bring you a little good news.
Well, you know, it's time for a little good news. And let the sun shine through for me and you with some good news.
Today's good news comes from the New York Times. It's a little old, but it's a really good story. From February 6, 2005.
2005?
2005. Hey, butter.
Okay.
Butter, hang loose. Rishon LeZion, Israel, February 4th. Clara Blyer and Hannah Katz thought each other dead, swallowed 61 years ago, like the rest of their family in the maw of Auschwitz. The sisters were separated in October 1944 in the Budapest ghetto when Hannah left one day to find work and food. She never returned. But both came through the chaos of the end of the war against the Nazis, the death marches, and the refugee camps. Both came to Israel in 1948 and raised families, 45 miles apart. Both thought they were the sole survivors. In the years since, Miss Blyer's son-in-law became obsessed with the missing family history, and Miss Katz's granddaughter did too. 6 years apart, they filed survivor testimonies with Yad Vashem Israel's Center for the Holocaust Studies and Commemoration. A new computerized archive matched the two testimonies, and on Thursday, a week after heads of state bowed their heads at the Auschwitz on the 60th anniversary of its liberation, the two women were restored to each other, astounded, slightly frightened, and unrecognizable, at least at first. Miss Blyer, 83, her hair wavy and red, said she still thought she was dreaming when she first spoke to Miss Katz, who's 79. I suddenly felt faint and couldn't catch my breath, she said in her living room here. I couldn't get up and stand. But then I began to get used to the idea, she said, grabbing her sister's hand. After 61 years, that such a thing could happen, she said. I never would believe it. Miss Katz, who has a shock of straight white hair, is a practical woman who made her life in Israel on the Moshav, or semi-cooperative farm, near Haifa. The way you call Mom, Mom, I call God, God, she said. But this just shows you that God doesn't close all the doors. Miss Blyer said, if we're still alive and look the way we do, it's a miracle. The sisters grew up in Ardanovo, a small town in the Carpathians in what was then Czechoslovakia, but now part of Ukraine. Their father, Menashe Weiss, who had 2 brothers in Budapest, and in 1941 he decided Clara and Hannah would be safer there. It was the last time they saw him or their mother, Scheindel, or their 3 younger siblings. The last letter we got from our parents was in April 1944, Miss Blyer said. They wrote together, and my mother wrote, I'm afraid it's our last letter, and it was. They know their mother died aged 40 at Auschwitz, but they know nothing of the fate of their father or siblings. Hannah was captured and made to dig trenches and fill sandbags and then put on a death march to the concentration camp of Mauthausen. They beat us, Miss Kotz said, agitated. If someone fell or couldn't walk, they shot them. The Hungarians threw all sorts of things down on us from the windows. But at Mauthausen, there was nothing for us, she said. We were hiding in haystacks full of lice. It was terrible. I must have been sick, but I remember someone shouting, the war is over. Go home. I later found out it was the British. She went back to Ardanovo, but it was empty. She met her husband-to-be in a displaced persons camp and married in 1945, coming to Israel in 1948 on a boat the British at first did not allow to land. We were hiding arms on the boat, Czech arms, for the Israeli soldiers in the War of Independence, so all the women stood on top of the boat as camouflage. Miss Kotz said, in the ghetto, Miss Blyer had a child who had to be fed. The Germans had taken her husband, Arye, to a work camp, and she was told he had died. I took my son and covered the yellow star with him so no one would see it, she said. I stood in line with all the Joyim, and covered my head as they did, and got whatever food they got. At last, the Soviet army liberated Budapest, and she said, and all we went to wherever we could find a place. She found a surviving uncle, and her husband, after all, was alive. At the end of the war, he came back, she said. He weighed 40 kilos, which is 88 pounds. Her son survived and became a general in the Israeli army. She had a daughter, Hannah, in a British displaced persons camp in Cyprus. Hannah developed polio, and they were allowed to go to Israel in 1948, where Arye was immediately drafted to fight the invading Arab armies. Hannah was put in a clinic in Jerusalem, where Arye spent 2 years besieged on Mount Scopus, unable to leave. After the war, Miss Blyer said, he came down from Mount Scopus right to the clinic and told Hannah, that's it, you're coming home. Asked what she thought about the state of Israel, Miss Blyer stopped. She said, I came here because that's where they brought us, she said, and I had a very hard time here. Morris Blum, Hannah's husband, filed the testimony at Yad Vashem in 1993, Miss Blyer's daughter. I felt I did something very big, she said, that I could donate something to the family. Miss Kotz's granddaughter, Blyer's sister's granddaughter, Marav Melamed Zamir, filed her mother's testimony in 1999. She said her husband made her do it. He loves my grandma, and he knew the story of the Shoah. So Miss Zamir, now 31, went to Auschwitz on a school trip at age of 15. She said, I knew my great-grandmother died there, she said, when she visited Auschwitz, and my life changed seeing it. I went again to death camps after giving birth, and my view of life changed again. And now again, my life has changed. I want to tell people never to give up, to keep searching. I feel like I've earned something. The 2 sisters sat together on the couch holding hands, smiling at one another, and her husband said, look, when they smile, they look just the same.
Wow.
That is crazy.
That's and awesome. Still living.
And they both had a lot to go through in both of their own separate lives.
Still living the effects of World War II.
Yeah.
After all these years, still living the effects of World War II. Well, I'm sure we're pulling up here to the end of the show. I hear music. Go out and do something awesome. Enjoy a burger this week, and just take some time and enjoy your family and be that person in the community that God wants you to be. Have fun, everybody, and we'll see you next week right here on the B. Andrews Radio Show.